In a crowded room of noise and chaos, where 1,000 voices screamed at once, I whispered one small prayer, so quiet only heaven could hear. I didn't shout, I didn't demand, I didn't present my case with power. I just spoke my heart in tenderness, a whisper so soft the world couldn't catch it. But heaven heard, oh heaven heard my whisper. And in that moment something shifted. The King of Kings leaned down to listen to the faintest sound of my devotion. Heaven heard my whisper, and everything changed.
In the darkness, when I thought no one cared, when it seemed like my prayer would dissolve, in the vastness of an uncaring universe, I spoke words so gentle they almost didn't exist. Just a breath, just a sigh, just a trembling voice saying, God, I still believe in you.
There was no confidence in my tone, there was no boldness in my words, just honest vulnerability, just authentic longing, just the deepest cry of my seeking soul. And heaven bent down close to hear. Heaven heard my whisper.
When you think nobody's listening, when you believe your prayer went nowhere, when your faith feels like a whisper in an ocean of despair, know that heaven leans in closer when we speak in tender tones. The whisper that feels so silent is the loudest sound heaven knows.
Heaven heard my whisper in the still and sacred place. Heaven heard my whisper and saw the tears upon my face when I had no strength to shout, when my voice was barely there. Heaven heard my whisper and answered with such care. Heaven heard my whisper and proved to me His love is real. And gave me reason now to heal.
I was broken, I was bleeding, I was barely holding on. All I could manage was a whisper.
A prayer wrapped in uncertainty, but the God who runs the galaxies, who speaks creation into being, paused to hear my fragile voice renege my infinite attention, to catch the whisper of my breaking chords. The eternal one, the almighty God, listened with the tenderness of a parent to the trembling prayer of His beloved child. and in that sacred moment I knew I was never no performance needed, no grand declarations, no eloquent speeches. Just me and my maker in the quiet, just whispered words of honest faith, just the vulnerable reaching of a child toward the heart of her father. And he heard me, did you understand? Not because I was loud enough, not because I was worthy enough, but because he is listening enough, because his love is attentive enough, because he cares more about my whisper than the roar of 1,000 armies. Heaven heard my whisper, and that whisper became my miracle. When you think nobody's listening, when you believe your prayer went nowhere, when your faith feels like a whisper in an ocean of despair, know that heaven leans in closer when we speak in tender tones. The whisper that feels so silent is the loudest sound heaven knows. It's the loudest sound heaven knows. Heaven heard my whisper in the still and sacred place. Heaven heard my whisper and saw the tears upon my face. When I had no strength to shout, when my voice was barely there, heaven heard my whisper and answered with such care. Heaven heard my whisper and proved to me his love is real. Heaven heard my whisper and gave me reason now to hear, gave me reason to